When a man reaches the latter years of his life, he cannot help but look back upon the road that carried him. Many imagine that success begins with fortune, with privilege, or with opportunity served upon a silver plate. Yet I tell you plainly, it is often the opposite. The most enduring triumphs spring not from ease, but from hardship. The man who begins with nothing, who learns early the dignity of toil, is the man best prepared for greatness. I was born in Dunfermline, Scotland, in a humble weaver's cottage. The room in which I first saw the light of day was scarcely large enough for a bed and a small fire. My father was a hand-loom weaver, an honorable trade, but one that was slowly strangled by the coming of machinery. I watched with my own eyes as honest men, skilled at their craft, found themselves without work, displaced by progress. My own father struggled, proud yet powerless, as our fortunes dwindled. Poverty was not a tale told to me. It was the companion of my youth. When the looms grew silent, my mother, with courage that I cannot praise enough, opened a small shop, selling sweetmeats and providing for neighbors. From her, I learned the lesson that has never left me. Despair is a luxury the poor cannot afford. One must act, however humble the act may be. It was her resolve, not wealth or inheritance, that carried us across the Atlantic to America in search of a new beginning. In Pittsburgh, our new home, there was no promise of ease. At 12 years of age, I entered the cotton factory as a bobbin boy. My wage was $1.20 a week for labor that stretched 13 hours a day. My hands grew raw, my body weary, and the din of machines was my constant companion. Many would have cursed such a lot, yet even then, I resolved not to despise the day of small things. Each bobbin I changed, I did with care. Each task, however menial, I regarded as training. I tell you this so that you may see the value of humble beginnings. Poverty taught me thrift. Long hours taught me endurance. Dependence upon my wages taught me responsibility. And above all, obscurity taught me ambition. For I knew that if I were to rise, it must be by my own effort. Such lessons are not purchased in the schools of wealth, but in the stern academy of necessity. From the factory floor, I entered the telegraph office as a messenger. There I discovered another secret. The man who does more than he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does. I resolved to know every address in the city, every man of business, every habit of the office. I practiced until I could recognize telegraph signals by sound alone. When others idled, I studied. And in time, opportunity came. One operator fell ill, and I was ready to step into his place. Had I been careless, that moment would have passed me by. It is a truth I have witnessed again and again. Opportunity favors the prepared, yet preparation is seldom pleasant. It is forged in long hours, in tasks that appear trivial, in duties that others shun. The youth who embraces these with cheerfulness builds a character that cannot be hidden. Advancement, sooner or later, comes to him as surely as the dawn. I recall many companions in those days who grumbled at their lot. They sought only to endure until evening, to do as little as possible for their wage. They dreamed of sudden fortune, of some stroke of luck that would raise them. Yet their fortunes seldom changed. The world does not entrust great matters to those who cannot be faithful in small ones. Do not mistake me. Hardship is not pleasant. It tries the spirit, and many falter beneath its weight. But therein lies its value. The very struggle that disheartens some strengthens others. Adversity is the sieve through which weak characters fall, while strong ones are refined. The fire that consumes straw tempers steel. If my youth had been one of ease, I doubt I should have ever gained the resolve to master the trials of business. I have often said that the ladders of advancement are all standing in plain sight, but they are disguised as labor. The rungs are tasks faithfully performed, responsibilities embraced, obstacles overcome. Many stand waiting for a grand chance, refusing to climb the first rung because it is lowly. Yet those who mount steadily, rung by rung, find themselves before long at heights that astonish even themselves. Let me give you another lesson from my own experience. When the Pennsylvania Railroad sought men of trust, I was recommended not for brilliance, but for reliability. My superiors knew that I did not shirk, that I kept my word, that I was eager to learn. Those habits, formed in the humblest offices, opened the way to opportunities far beyond my imagining. Consider also the virtue of thrift. In youth, I saved what little I could from my wages. Pennies became dollars, and dollars became the means of small investments. I did not despise the small sums. Every fortune, however vast, is built upon savings. The habit of thrift is a treasure greater than gold, for it teaches self-control and foresight. Had I squandered my wages on pleasure, there would have been no foundation for investment and no capital to seize opportunity when it came. Many of the richest men I have known began in want. Their poverty compelled them to cultivate habits of diligence, prudence, and economy. By contrast, I have seen heirs of wealth who possessed every advantage, yet they lacked the very qualities that hardship teaches. With fortune handed to them, they squandered it in folly. Wealth without character is but fuel for ruin. I would say, then, to every young man and woman who finds themselves in straitened circumstances, do not despair. Hard beginnings are not a curse, but a hidden blessing. They strip away illusions, they sharpen ambition, they harden resolve. They teach lessons that ease never could. If you will embrace them, they will prove the very making of you. Reflect also upon this. When you have risen, when you have gained position or wealth, do not forget the days of struggle. Let them keep you humble. Let them remind you that the comforts you now enjoy were purchased by toil. And above all, let them move you to aid others who stand where once you stood. For the true measure of success is not in the fortune we gather, but in the lives we lift. I built libraries not to glorify my name, but to place within reach of every boy the very means that lifted me. A free book, a quiet room, a lamp by which to read. These were the tools by which I rose. Why should not every youth have the same? That is the duty of wealth, to turn the hard beginnings of one generation into stepping stones for the next. Therefore, welcome the trials of youth. Welcome the long hours, the meager wages, the obscure stations. Welcome them as teachers. They will discipline your body, sharpen your mind, and shape your character. They will make you fit for greater trusts. And when the day of opportunity dawns, you will be ready to grasp it and to use it not only for yourself, but for the good of all. For it is not ease that makes men strong, but struggle. Not wealth that builds character, but want. Not privilege that breeds greatness, but perseverance in the face of difficulty. The value of hard beginnings is beyond all reckoning. Embrace them, endure them, learn from them, and you will find, in the end, that they were the greatest gift life could have given you.